Hello, hello, my love. Who are we? Who are we? Well, we have denied us for a long time. And today we have the beautiful lesson. My mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. As we have denied ourselves, but in truth, we are still in the Father, not a human being. The most beautiful creation of God, His extension. So we have to let go all the description we had, all our old self-concepts. For this very purpose we make today's exercise. How was the exercise for you? Jesus is asking. Well, I could hardly remember human traits, but then when I went in different situations, then they came up, how I could describe me as a human. But being a human is for me already somehow so far away. It's so limiting and so hurting. In the moment I feel I'm in a body, imprisoned, I'm a woman. Those traits of humanness are terrible. Might they be positive or negative? They're just not what I am. And I feel it deeply in my heart, this is true. Anyway, let's start. So now, Jesus, I'm not feeling well. You're asking me if I feel well when I consider myself a human being. How can I feel well? I'm not a human being. It's self-destructive. Doesn't matter what I'm doing here. It's all not true. It's all not true. If I'm very cooperative and a very good person, try my best to follow all the laws here, it's not what I am. It's torturing me. And so let's do this exercise today with determination and surrender. To look what we believe about ourselves and to let go. You are the most beautiful being, my love, and we are one in God. And only in God we live, and only in God is life, and only in God is joy, and only in God is peace and eternal joy. The party is going on in the Father, not here in hell. We made up. So let's go and start the lesson leaving the place we believe to be and being awakened in the Father. That's the whole purpose of the course. Lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. To this lesson also I made some years ago a video in YouTube. And now the exercise. Today's idea does not describe the way you see yourself now. It does, however, describe what vision will show you. The vision, the real vision of Christ. It is difficult for anyone who thinks he is in this world to believe this for himself. Yet the reason he thinks he is in this world is because he does not believe it. My mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. I have to drink hot tea. It's very cold. It's very cold in Tenerife. It's all illusion. And you will believe that you are a part of where you think you are. That is because you surround yourself with the environment you want. Isn't that crazy? You want suffering and death. Cannot be. And you want it to protect the image of yourself that you have made. The image is part of this environment. This body is part of this environment. What you see while you believe you are in it, what you believe, what you see while you believe you are in it, is seen through the eyes of the image. Yes, through my physical eyes. This is not vision. Images cannot see. That's very deep. Image, my body cannot see. I only see my projected images, but not what is really there. I do not see the reality. Whew, to understand this is very deep. Image cannot see. This is not vision. Images cannot see. The idea for today presents a very different view of yourself. By establishing your source is established. No, by establishing your source, it establishes your identity. So with accepting my source, it establishes my identity. And it describes you as you must really be in truth. When I accept my source, that God has created me, not I myself have made me up, then I come to my true identity. Who is the author? Who is the author of me? God, not me. We will use a somewhat different kind of application for today's idea because the emphasis of today is on the perceiver rather than of what he perceives. For each of the 3 5-minute practice periods today, begin with repeating today's idea to yourself, and then close your eyes and search your mind for the various kind of descriptive terms in which you see yourself. Include all the ego-based attributes which you describe yourself, positive or negative, desirable or undesirable, grandiose or debased. All of them are equally unreal, because you do not look upon yourself through the eyes of holiness. This is very important. God has created me whole and holy. Only with the eyes of holiness I see what I am in truth. And I see what you are in truth. All the rest is nothing. It's just fake. Was a dream. I'm not a human. In the earlier part of the mind searching period, you will probably emphasize what you consider to be more negative aspects of your perception of yourself. Towards the latter part of the exercise period, however, more self-inflating descriptive terms may well cross your mind. Try to recognize the direction of your fantasies about yourself. Does not matter. Does not matter if I believe I'm helpful or I'm sensitive, or that's all not true. Illusions have no direction in reality. They are merely not true. So how we see us as a human being is absolutely false. I have to let go my old self's concept. Suitable and unselected list of applying the idea for today might be as follows. I see myself as imposed on. I see myself as depressed. I see myself as failing. I see myself as endangered. I see myself as helpless. I see myself as victorious. I see myself as losing out. I see myself as charitable. I see myself as virtuous. You should not think of these terms in an abstract way. They will occur to you as various situations, personalities, and events in which your figure cross your mind. Pick up any specific situation that occurs to you, identify the descriptive terms or terms you feel are applicable to your reaction to that situation, and use them in applying today's idea. After you've named each one, add, but my mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. My mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. Yes, Father, you know who I am. I had forgotten. I had denied it. During the longer exercise periods, there will probably be intervals in which nothing specific occurs to you. Do not strain to think up specific things to fill the interval, but merely relax and repeat today's idea slowly until something occurs to you. Also, nothing that does occur should be omitted from the exercise. Nothing should be dragged out with effort. Neither force nor discrimination should be used. As often as possible during the day, pick up a specific attribute or attributes you are ascribing yourself at the time and apply the idea today to them, adding the idea in the form stated above to each of them. If nothing particularly occurs to you, merely repeat the idea to yourself with closed eyes. But my mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. Yes. My mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. Jesus is asking how you feel when you repeat this line. My mind is part of God's. My mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. Joyful. Relaxed, peaceful. Unlimited. Has absolutely nothing to do with a human life. Nothing. I'm the Holy Son of God, the Holy. So that is where we go to. Yes, I like the lesson. It's a beautiful lesson. But when I remember now circumstances here, now I'm going very early to sing with the choir in a little church. Not church, actually it's a place of holy remembrance, religious place. And I'm very determined to be always punctual. It's one of my human traits. And I feel guilty when I'm not punctual. All this is bondage. All this is bondage. And keeps me in chains. And those chains we have to let go. So do your exercise. And be honest. Might be that you are sensitive. Might be that you are disturbed easily when somebody gives you bad feedback. Yes, the ego is very sensitive and very quick reacting. So let us undo the false identity, to open the heart and the mind to the truth, the beauty and the holiness we are. You are most beautiful. Beyond the form of your body, you are the whole. The holy child of God, the one holy self, the Christ self, which we all share. And only in this equality, sameness, oneness, all conflict ends and joy comes. This is our goal, and we will reach it. We will reach it. Why? Because Jesus has learned all the lessons, and we can join with him and be with him in the Father and experience the beauty of our real holy self with him. And this we share with all. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your exercise.